Arsenal, it was something that I spotted when it comes to Arsenal. I saw that Arsenal had it tough to build out from the back because of obviously the absence of Partey. Partey is no longer in there. At some point, you saw Declan Rice, trying to form a back three. Do you understand? With the defenders, just because they want to build up. Do you understand? So Arsenal were finding it a little bit difficult to get out of the Liverpool press. And then again, Liverpool as well were also finding it difficult. All because they were a little bit concerned. They don't want to make me. They know it's an high-stake game. It's a game that most likely could, decide the title. This thing, even though it is very early. And when I say decide the title, do you understand? I'm talking about psychologically. Do you understand? It is a game that when you win it psychologically, it puts you in a very good place. Do you understand? And both teams were very careful. Even Liverpool didn't create a lot of clear-cut chances yesterday. Thanks to the individual brilliance of Szoboszlai, Arsenal as well didn't create a lot of clear-cut chances. That was because both teams were a little bit too concerned. So that's my take on that.
All right. Let's look at the champions. What won it for? Obviously, the free kick won it for the champions. But what kept them in the game until at that point? Because it didn't look like Liverpool were really going to get a goal at all in that game.
I think, of course, okay, good morning to the guys in the studio, good morning to our real listeners. Good to be back with the best sport crew this part of the world. Well, the defense line of Arsenal actually kept Liverpool. It's actually weird or ironic, yeah, in the sense that, and that was actually what kept Liverpool, because we saw Virgil van Dijk he kept on longing the ball towards Salah, and immediately the ball is getting to Salah. You have the likes of Calafuri clean the ball off him and all that again and again. It kept happening again and again. I mean, the man that actually came in for Saliba was spot on the ninth as well. Timber. So the defense actually kept Liverpool on the ninth. But then, for me, that game was not tactical in any sense. It was actually two defensive-minded coach kind of a thing coming into a game with that magnitude. If it was, we saw Amorim. What was I don't know what Arteta was actually scared of playing with the way he played actually yesterday, because there was nothing in terms of that Arsenal team going forward. There was nothing. As far as I'm concerned, the match I saw yesterday, we only had the likes of Madueke running a defender. But when you run like that, what you're expecting is that he either squares the ball or maybe plays somebody at the back and everything. Like maybe an Odegaard running into the box and then maybe just squaring the ball for him and all that. We didn't see any of that yesterday. He kept on running towards the dead end again and again and again. I mean, for me, that was not tactics in any way. That was clear boring.
Another this I want to point out is because I say that modern football is a game that everybody is looking to create overload in certain areas of the pitch. And another area that I might say Arteta made a mistake yesterday was, I see him starting Calafuri was a little bit going forward and all that, and maybe Timber as well. But I would have expected, I don't know if Luis Kelly is not injured or whatever. I expected like attacking. He should have instructed his wing backs to be attacking. Do you understand? Because when you look at the Liverpool, the right back and the left back, Kekes and Szoboszlai, they are not the best defensively. Do you understand? So if you can create overloads around those two people, I believe that something can be done. Right, and that's something Arteta didn't do.
All right, let's listen to both managers. This were both managers speaking after the game. Mikel Arteta, but first Arne Slot as well.
If we play this game 10 times more in the same fashion, then I think it's 8 times a draw. We win it one time and Arsenal wins it one time, because it was an uneventful game, which is something sometimes positive as well, because both teams were really good in rest defense and in defending. But I think normally Arsenal and us are able to create more chances during the game.
We didn't do our game plan to frustrate them, we did it to win it. I think we elevated the game and the dominance to a point that they have to raise it. They did, especially from the 60 to 78. When then you could see that there were no margins in the game, and then when that happens, the game is going to be decided in two ways. One, with an individual error, and two, with a magic moment. And so I created a moment that it was incredible, that has won them the game, and that was the difference, nothing else.
All right, those were the managers speaking after the game, Arne Slot and Mikel Arteta. Like I said off air, This game reminds me of the Man City Arsenal game. It was the last season, 2 seasons ago. They new draw. A lot of people said it was boring. The team came to defend. No, man, that is what happens when you have two tactical, I don't want to call them geniuses, because they both had their flaws yesterday in the game. but two tactical masterminds go head to head. And I think there was a bit of respect on both sides. And we should really give a lot of respect to the players as well, because there were not high-profile mistakes made in that game, because that is something that could have...
Except almost Raya's mistake that let's do
the straight pass, right? Yes. They were not really high-profile mistakes, because those are the things that could have, that could open the game up if they had scored early and whatnot, and then teams are going for broke. Like Arsenal started looking for the goals late on. For Arne Slot, the only thing, and it was kind of a major thing, is I don't think their press was good enough. I really don't think their press was good enough. I tend to disagree with Obarami to say Arsenal kind of struggled to play out. No. I think Liverpool's press was not good enough. And that was mainly because of Viet, to be sincere. That was mainly because of Viet. When they had settled press and they were camping Arsenal in, it was able to take a couple of shots. And I was impressed with that. But when Liverpool held out the ball and Arsenal were building up, I was not impressed. It kind of felt, should it be that easy for Arsenal in terms of the standard of Liverpool? And for Mikel Arteta, I think it's very simple, the mistake he made. It should have started easy. I think it's as simple as that. Eze came on in the 70th minute, thereabout, and he had more impact in 2 touches than Martinelli had whole game. Now, in the sense, I can understand why he opted to start Martinelli. In terms of Martinelli knows the side more, in terms of Martinelli really helps out the defensive in defensive aspect, set pieces and whatnot. But you should have brought on Eze earlier on. You should have brought on Eze earlier on in a sense that you didn't have other guy in there. You had Merino in there to start the press. But Eze is... You mentioned it. Newton mentioned it. Madueke was having Kirkers on the ropes, but Martinelli could not get past a midfielder playing right back. He couldn't get past the midfielder playing right back. And we saw 1v1. The first 1v1 Eze had against Soboslai. It beat his man. It beat his man. Those are the things you need, and those are the... It should have been much braver. But in those kind of games, it is always very tight between both sides. All right. Let's move on from that. Let's talk about another game that we saw in the English Premier League yesterday. It was Brighton taking on Manchester City. Brighton would defeat Manchester City 2-1, come from a goal down. Early Ireland opened the score in the 34th minute, and then James Milner will become the oldest penalty goal scorer in the English Premier League history. He would score in the 67th minute, and Brahan Gruda off the bench as well will give Brighton the winner in the 89th minute. What is going on with Manchester City, Oba?
To be very honest, I've pointed out that Man City were going to struggle with consistency, this season. And let's be honest, trying to, maintain that level for how many years now? I'm talking about Guardiola now. It's going to be very difficult. So for me, like I've said, the emergence of Pep Linders in that squad as an assistant manager to Pep Guardiola has changed a lot. A lot. Do you understand? Because yeah, do you understand? So trying to adapt to with the kind of players that he has and all that, most definitely, yes, there are some matches that they will get it right, and when I say get it right, they will get it very, very well. Like the second half against Wolves, the game against Juventus in the Club World Cup also, they got it very, very right. They were getting those long passes and all that, the Liverpool kind of ball. Do you understand? So then again, now trying to shift from what do you understand? Shift your philosophy to something else. Do you understand? It's going to be very, very difficult. And that's something that I see that is happening with Guardiola now. And most definitely it's going to happen throughout the season. And then a lot of people have, made a case for him, made excuses for him because of Rodri, this thing. Rodri is now back in the squad now.
Rodri did play well yesterday, though. He played well. And it's his first defeat in 49 Premier League games.
Well, that was
Been injured.
No.
It was around when they were playing very well. It was very much around when they were playing very well, and again, it was even very instrumental. I remember a lot of.
He's just trying to say that.
I remember a lot of times I actually came to actually pop with that goal and everything like that. But then, for the larger part that Manchester City have been struggling, he has not been part of that squad. So I'm sure that was
what I'm saying is
that was why that record actually.
What I'm saying is
that he's talking about the record.
What I'm saying is that he's back now, and then again, Man City, they still lose this match. Do you understand? It is not because of they are going to be losing matches and are going to struggle, not because of Rodri is out. Obviously, Rodri is back now, and they are still going to struggle with consistency just because of the whole philosophy and ideology change. Most definitely, that's why they are going to be struggling.
All right, I do think Manchester City are slightly less physical. I know they are missing the likes of Vardio. Manchester United started. I mean, if you don't have a better right back in there. Because I really do like Rico Lewis, but it's not now. And Manchester United is in a bit of strength, but you look at Ryan Agnew, you look at Kushanov, who could also be strong. It just slightly feels that Manchester City don't have a lot of physicality all across the pitch.
Yeah, aside that, I think Manchester City are still trying to, the players are trying to understand each other, get to understand how they play. Because yes, in as much as you say these players play the Club World Cup together, they should understand themselves now. It's not easy for a manager to be at the top level and then go down. It takes time to rebuild, and that's
which
process.
Players exactly are trying to understand each other.
The likes of Ryan Sheki are new into that team. It's the likes of Tijani Reinders are new.
Only 2 new signings.
Yeah, well, just 2 new signings. We are talking we are talking about 2 new or 3 new signings, or even if it's 1 new signing. This team has actually gone through a phase, and they are trying to restructure. The likes of
3 new signings.
The likes of the likes of we're talking about Chelsea.
Manchester United as well.
Don't you guys shouldn't mention Manchester United, please.
But then what I'm saying
of Manchester City at the moment.
Yeah, yes. What I'm saying is we're not talking about what you can see right now, because I still feel Man City finishes ahead of Manchester United, maybe even Chelsea.
So they're trying to acclimatize.
Yeah, they are trying to get used to the team, and let's not forget that Rodri has been out of that team for so long. They've not still understood each other very well. So for me, I think it's just a matter of time. This is just game week 3. I will get to see how it goes. Let's say game week 5 gets to show up.
All right, we have to go pay some bills. When we're back from this, we're going to talk Chelsea, because it feels like we have a lot of things to talk about. I'm also going to talk about Manchester United winning. Surprise.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. My game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's my game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer. Hey there, looking for a reliable laptop or desktop that suits your needs? Gigabyte Computer Solutions has got you covered. Are you a career professional, gamer, video editor, crypto or forex trader, or data analyst? Gigabyte Computer Solutions has got the perfect computer just for you. They are buy now, pay small package. Makes it easier than ever before for you to own a device without breaking the bank. Better news is that you can secure your purchase right from the comfort of your home and have your desired laptop delivered just within 1 hour of initiating your order through the website. Prefer to shop in person? Visit the Taiwo branch, 87 Ibrahim Taiwo Road, opposite MTN office, Taiwo Oke, or the Challenge branch, opposite UBA Bank, close to A Division, Challenge, Ilorin. For further inquiries, call 0806-522-4211 or visit www.gigabyteworks.com today. At Gigabyte Computer Solutions. If you've got the money, we've got the laptop.
Ìbá jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù, àtàdédé, kódà àsáró tàbí spaghetti, ṣe oúnjẹ tó ta wọ́n yọ pẹ̀lú pẹ́pẹ́ tẹ̀rà.
Fi lókòwò ti balẹ̀ kú dẹ̀. Láti ọjọ́ Monday sí ọjọ́ Sátidé, láago méje alẹ́, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà láǹfààní láti máa ja àwọn ewu kankankanka pẹ̀lú owó tó tó mílíọ̀nù 5 náírà lójoojúmọ́ àti owó tó tó mílíọ̀nù 10 ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Sátidé. Ra owó ìpè lónìí kò sì jẹ ẹ̀bùn mílíọ̀nù rẹpẹtẹ. Àdéhùn àti àjọsọ wà ṣá o. Kàn sí www.mtn.ng fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ìpolówó yìí tẹ̀síwájú títí di ọjọ́ 21 oṣù kẹsàn-án.
welcome back to Sport Update on Royal FM 95.1. 0810-850-1371 is the phone line to call us on, while WhatsApp is 0916-737-5588. We've got a couple of messages on WhatsApp. Yes, let me take a couple of the messages. Mayor says, you see, when I said Arteta have coconut head and it played out yesterday, but it's the beginning of their Netflix, but it's still early days. Good win for my darling club Chelsea, though controversial, but we take it. Please, guys, what's the fate of Pep this season? Toriko Yeba Mamo, good win for Madrid. Barca dropped points, and he says West Ham came as a surprise. The what a win for Palace, narrow win for mediocre United. An update on Jackson Saga. I said it, Chelsea will regret him leaving. That is if they allow him to leave. All right. Professor Abe says, good morning, Philip. I told you Liverpool would come out tops. I warned you not to be too hasty. He said Arsenal would beat Liverpool 2-1. Yes, I did. He said, it's the humble pie. Yes, I've eaten the humble pie. And he says, be more careful, Professor Abe. Professor Abe, there's a long way to go this season. All right. Lola Day from Tanker says, for me, the Liverpool-Arsenal match was such a tactical game that made it so boring. But what a Cristiano Ronaldo-like free kick from Dominic Szoboszlai. Oh, my God. That was wonderful. And Kayode says those two teams are clear favorites for the league. Arsenal was more dangerous moving forward, and I think they were better, aside the magic moment. At the level of play, this is Arsenal's season if they don't mess it up as usual. The psychology of not winning it in 22 years is the problem. Let's talk about Chelsea. Chelsea were 2 new winners. Early kickoff on Saturday. No problems for the top side. Maybe, because some people said they have help from the referees in that game, because Josh King had the ball at the back of the net, and it was ruled out after a VAR review, because apparently Rodrigo Muniz stepped on Trevor Chalobah in the build-up to that goal. Well, Chelsea will then get a goal. 8 minutes were added on. At the end of the first half, Chelsea will get a corner in the 9th minute, and they would be allowed to take it. I'm just pointing out, what they've said happened in that game. And they did score from that. Enzo Fernandez corner straight in by João Pedro. And then the start of the second half, Chelsea would get a penalty. And a lot of things happened in that penalty incident. It seemed like the ball did strike João Pedro's hand. It did seem like there was a foul on Alex Iwobi before the ball would then meet Ryan Sessegnon. But Chelsea would get the penalty. I'm going to take your review first on the game, Newton.
Well, I think firstly from the injury to the lap, it felt as if, because bringing on Terry George was like, what's going on here and all that. But then I think exactly he did his bit. But then Fulham actually had control of that game for the first 15 minutes up until that goal was actually disallowed. I think that was when they lost the momentum. And I don't know what it is with Chelsea this season. From the last 2 games, they've had to actually wait for the opponent to actually go up, either to actually first of all go up before they actually get into the game. From that time on, it felt as though momentum switched to the side of Chelsea, and they kept on pressing until that goal actually came from one of the top strikers, as at this time, in the person of João Pedro. Is actually living his dream and becoming a player that every Chelsea fan at this moment, and even those that actually do not like Chelsea in that sense, they are beginning to actually like that particular player. But then as regards the VAR issues, this is football. Although I want to say that I think the referees are beginning to rely too much on VAR, because like we've pointed out on the show once or twice, as regards clear and obvious error being called out by this, that's when the VAR can actually interfere. For me, I don't think that should actually be a VAR call. I mean, you saw it. You saw that particular incident. Why didn't you call it? If you did not call it, then it means he shouldn't have stood in the first place. Except he was relying on the VAR. That, okay, maybe if I make any mistake here, I can run to the VAR and everything like that. But then, all in all, it's happening now for Chelsea. I just hope when it starts backfiring, we'll not come back to cry.
Over.
Well, for me, I don't think. I'm going to say firstly, the match was a very, very tough game for Chelsea, and physically, I think Fulham were very, very much better than Chelsea, because they were very physical and they were very aggressive. And in fact, at one point, I was getting scared our players were not going to get injured. You could see that with the lap as well. Do you understand? But when it comes to those goals, firstly, I'm going to say the foul on Chalobah. A lot of people are not getting it. Do you understand? I think it's a 50-50. Do you understand? Once it's a 50-50 and you're fouling your opponent. Let's be honest, if that was happening from Chalobah to Muniz in the box, that would have been a penalty. Let us be honest with ourselves. That if that was Chalobah,
I doubt it would have been a penalty.
it would.
Because actually this was in
Muniz was never. The ball was passed to him. That's why I said it's a 50-50.
That stuff is
That's why
called
I said
360.
I can show you the video. No. I can show you. That is not a 360. His leg was not on the ball. Let me tell you something.
That's actually.
Do you play football? Do you play football?
That's what
If you play football, you know that's not 360.
That's what he was trying to do.
If the ball was passed to you, let me tell you something. If the ball was passed to you, there's a way you can use your glutes to guide it. That was what Muniz was trying to do.
He wanted to turn.
How was he supposed to?
He never touched the ball. He never touched the ball.
He didn't touch the ball.
It was
before that particular touch.
It was a 50-50. Do you understand? And it was the camera angle that you guys were looking at it from. If you look at it from the back, Trevor Chalobah's leg.
You're watching with the back camera, right?
No. The VR actually went to the back. The VR actually showed it from the back, and that was when the referee made his decision. That was all because if you look at it from the back, Trevor Chalobah's leg was touching the ball. Do you understand? Trevor Chalobah's leg was touching the ball, and that was why Muniz was trying to.
Just like that little double touch you've never seen.
Let me ask you this question.
And stepped on his leg.
If Muniz didn't step on Trevor Chalobah, does Trevor Chalobah bring down Rodrigo Muniz with the way he went in for that challenge?
He wouldn't have brought him down.
I think he would have.
He wouldn't have, because even Trevor Chalobah himself.
The referee's statement was a careless challenge. It looks like Chalobah was the one making a careless challenge. Chalobah was trying to win the ball from behind.
Wait. Let me Who made a challenge?
Go and check it.
I'm sorry. Who was standing and who came in for the challenge?
The fact that you made a challenge does not mean that your challenge is a foul.
What about the penalty?
It's a foul.
What about the penalty?
The penalty as well. The penalty, I don't understand the views about it. The João Pedro handball I can tell you 3 reasons why it's not an handball. There's what they call ball to hand.
Okay, with your hand in the air.
There's what, yeah. And also, the hand was not interfering play. The hand was as good as not there.
All right.
Do you understand? The ball went as it was going to go, and it came down as it was going to come down. The ball was not interfering play.
How about Iwobi's play? That
was not a foul.
But Rodrigo Muniz was a foul.
That was not a foul. He didn't step on his leg. I can play you the video. I can show you that.
No problem. I saw the game.
I can show you that.
But then it's all good. It's
talking about the United game, because the United game did have a bit of refereeing drama as well in terms of the Burnley goal. I'm even fuming about that one. But in terms of the penalty as well, a lot of people are saying that is not inside the box.
Well, this is what I would tell. This is what I would say. That game was actually a very physical game, and I think Manchester United made it that way. They had the game in control before losing the control. Was it a penalty? Yes, it was a penalty. What happened?
Was it inside?
Yeah, no. This is what happened. The dragging started outside of the box, but then the guy wasn't intending to fall. He was actually still going with the ball when he got into the penalty.
I was not intending to fall because that was not going to bring anyone down.
Exactly.
And he just wasn't going to get anything outside.
And he knew he was going for the goal. He wasn't even going with the intention to fall. And then when he got to the penalty, he could not get to the ball. Then he had to fall.
We've seen this over and over again, that referees give free kicks or fouls from the initial point the foul started, not where the foul ended. So why are they giving a penalty and not a free kick?
I'm very sorry, but then this might sound like a conspiracy theory, but I think even the referees they're actually tired of Manchester United lose, because there's no reason why anything concerning that penalty should actually stand. We're still reviewing that match. I was reviewing it with someone, and I was telling the person, trying to explain to the person that this does not make sense in any sense of the word. This is just something manufactured. In fact,
I'm sorry, the dragging wasn't outside. He just held his shirt, and the guy was still moving. He wasn't dragging him outside. It was when he got to the penalty box that he said dragging him.
When we even say drag, what do you understand by dragging? How was that dragging? We are playing football here. Football is a contact sport. We should actually be able to interpret, okay, can this actually bring it down? I mean that when Luis Suarez was playing, there were several times DJ Drogba was called a diver because why we know that when you enter the penalty box, there's that tendency for players to actually want to manufacture something out of it. That was why a certain down man was actually brought in yesterday to come and maybe see if he can get a penalty and everything like that. But then that particular incident, as regards Ahmed Diallo, that was being held, that was not. I mean, they were dragging you backward and you were falling forward. Does that even make any sense?
All right, guys. Manchester United did win in the English Premier League. Though.
Finally.
They would defeat Burnley. Yes, 3-2 at Old Trafford. It was a back-to-back game. Manchester United, Josh Collins will give them the lead. In through an own goal, yes, because it's not a Manchester United player. We'll give them the lead through an own goal in the 27th minute, and then the start of the second half was really chaotic. Lyle Foster equalized for Burnley. 2 minutes later, Brown and Burmo got his first league goal for Manchester United. Jadon Anthony would then equalize again for Burnley before the penalty incident that Bruno Fernandes would now convert. All right, let's go on a very quick commercial break. When we're back from the commercial break, Ishak is finally Liverpool bound.
Ó wà ní second fast yobe àtàdídí àti jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù aládùn yan àìmọ́ lọ́gbọ́n yan góòlù kóró ìsebẹ̀ tẹ́rágò.
Kọ́rọ́ kan àrà tí ò lópin.
Mega Billion promo is finally here from Monday to Saturday at 7 p.m. Plenty Nigerians will stand a chance to win big. To join, just dial *900# on your MTN line. Then every recharge from 100 naira or more will get you more entries and increase your chances to win.
Recharge today and win millions. T's and C's apply. Visit www.mtn.ng for more details.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. My game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's my game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer.
You're welcome back to the Sport Update on Royal FM 95.1. Now, let's run through some of the results we saw in the top 5 European leagues this weekend. Bologna would defeat Como 1-0 in the Italian Serie A. Parma would draw Atalanta 1-1. Napoli 1-0 winners over Cagliari. Pisa would lose at home to Roma 1-0. Barra draw between Torino and Fiorentina. Juventus 1-0 winners away at Genoa. Inter Milan would lose 2-1 at home to Udinese, while Lazio will absolutely run through Verona 4-0. In the German Bundesliga, we would see Eintracht Frankfurt defeat Hoffenheim 3-1. Leipzig 2-0 winners. Eric Ten Hag's job is on the line right now because his side were leading 3-1 to 10-man Werder Bremen, and they would come back and draw that game 3-3. They already report that he might be fired just after 2 games for Leverkusen. Stuttgart 1-0 winners over Mönchengladbach. Bayern Munich 3-2 winners over Augsburg in another tense affair. Wolfsburg and Mainz 1-1. Borussia Dortmund 3-0 winners yesterday over Union Berlin, and Cologne 4-1 winners over SC Freiburg. Paris Saint-Germain would defeat Toulouse 6-3. It was a game that saw some of their top players come back. Pretty much felt like their first 11, and they showed them why. John Neves scoring an incredible hat-trick in that game. 2 bicycle kicks and 1 outshot shot screamer. And Ousmane Dembele would score 2 penalties in that game as well. They would win 6-3. In the Spanish La Liga as well, we would have seen Atletico Madrid problems continue to amount. They're still yet to win this season. 1-1, they drew at Alaves. Oviedo 1-0 winners to get their first win since 2001 in the Spanish La Liga over Real Sociedad. Sevilla 2-0 winners away at Girona. Real Madrid 2-1 winners over Mallorca. They had to come back from that game to win. Celta Vigo 1-1 with Villarreal. Athletic Bilbao, despite having a man sent off, would defeat Real Betis away from home 2-1. Espanyol 1-0 winners of Osasuna. And late last night was Rayo Vallecano against Barcelona 1-1. Just 30 seconds on this, Daniel. It did feel like we have some VR controversies again in the Spanish La Liga.
Yes, I think there's this Matthew Ferrer, a particular referee. He has actually been in the media for for some reasons that are not really good, especially when it comes to Barcelona. Last season, same thing happened. Same incident, Barcelona, Real Madrid. He gave a penalty to Real Madrid, to Barcelona, and then for Real Madrid, it was not a penalty. And yesterday again, he called a penalty that wasn't supposed to be a penalty. And luckily for him, at that particular point in time, the VR wasn't working. Like the VR didn't work. The VR didn't work for that.
Is that lucky for him though? Because that could have been a chance for him to amend an error.
When Florentino Perez keeps coming to the media to cry out again and again, we actually say he's crying like a baby and all that, but then this thing is actually obvious. From the last game, it was the same thing. Referee actually interfered into that particular match. Again, yesterday, the same thing for Barcelona. Why always Barcelona? What is really going on? They should actually let us know.
And I was walking in Real Madrid's game.
Exactly. Chopped out 3 good goals. I mean, it was only one.
Those goals were fine, but they were correct.
No, it was. I can only agree with just one. That Adigulan was not supposed to be enough. For what reason? I mean, this is becoming too much.
But then in that same game, when it was against Barcelona, the VR worked in the same game in the space of less than 10 minutes or so. So
it's technology. Technology. All right, guys. In the MPFL this weekend, we saw National United 1 new winners over our Bear Warriors. Bendel Insurance on Saturday, though they would old Shooting Stars 1-1. I had to come back to draw that game. Bayelsa United 2 new winners over Barau. Katsina United defeating Plateau United away from home 2-1. But 1 new winners over Niger Tornadoes. Canopillars and Rookie Tourists 1-1. Warri Wolves 2 new winners over Enugu Rangers. Rivers United will defeat Kwara United by a solitary goal yesterday. Korodu City is 0-0 in Lagos at home to El Kanemi Warriors. Today by 4 p.m. it's Kun Khalifat taking on Remo Stars. Alright, in the 2025 edition of the CAF, of the Confederation of African Volleyball Zone 3 Nations Cup, Nigeria would emerge champions thanks to the victory from the girls. Meanwhile, in cricket, yes, Nigeria would, the senior female cricket team, the female yellow greens, yes, on Sunday at Windhoek, Namibia, with Sierra Leone women by 96 runs in their World Cup qualifiers. And the likes of Toby Amuson, the likes of Ese Brume, Ezekiel Nathaniel, as well as Ajayi have made the 15-man Nigerian list for the World Athletics Championship taking place in Tokyo, Japan. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria has released the name of the 15 track and field athletes. The event will be taking place between September 13th to the 21st, 2025. All right, guys, let's talk transfers very quickly. Ademola Lookman continues to search for a club. Right now, Bayern Munich did come in at a point because there is drama building. Liam Delap, like you mentioned, picked up an injury. At that point, Jackson was already in a plane to Bayern Munich. And Chelsea said, Nana, we are not doing this deal anymore, initially because of that. But now Chelsea are still willing to do the deal, but no longer on a loan with an option to buy. They want to do a permanent sale, and they could recall Mark Guy. Bayern Munich as well looking at Ademola Lookman, and they wanted to do a loan with an option to buy. Atalanta said no. We're not doing a loan with an option to buy. It's either a loan with an obligation to buy or a permanent move for the player. That is the state of play right now. But Alexander Isak is Liverpool bound. They've agreed 125 million pounds is what we're hearing. 130 million pounds from some other sources. But it's going to be a British record transfer for the player. This is a player I think Liverpool needs.
Yeah, yeah, they do. Looking at their match yesterday, I feel like even Ekitike has been a very, very good option for goal scoring. But then again, they still needed that sort of, extra, that target man going up front. And physically, I think Isak, is up to that. But then again, it's a good one for both parties. Finally, for Isak, for getting his, I would say his dream move. It's a good one for both parties.
Where is he gonna play?
On as number 9, there's no option. Ekitike either goes to the bench or he fights with Gakpo. That is the only option he has, because
left winger.
That's the issue. And his whole career, he has only played 6 games on the wing, 4 on the right wing, and 2 on the left wing. Can you imagine fighting with Mo Salah? It's not possible in your widest imagination.
Mo Salah of now is actually very possible.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He was nowhere to be found yesterday.
He has always nowhere
to be 3 games. He has not been found at all.
Exactly. So
Mo Salah is different.
For me, I think Ekitike his tango is still young, 22. He can actually learn how to play on the left hand, on the left wing, and then fight with Gakpo and all that.
I think it reduces. I think it just sits on the bench.
Okay, then I don't think I will if I'm Liverpool, but then the deal I cannot splash 90 million for you to sit on the bench. You must play left, or even if it's defense, you play. That is how many clubs actually buy players for 90 million. And then the problem Liverpool have is not even the attack alone, because I think sorry, they have some options that can come in the attack. But how about how about yesterday showed that yesterday it showed that Liverpool doesn't have depth. Now look at the middle of the pack. They still need somebody there. I'm even hearing Gomez may leave because Gomez have there is a similar coming in for Gomez. So I feel that team as it stands cannot hold water. Liverpool team cannot hold water.
See, I've said it. I think I do like what Liverpool are doing. They do need to make this team because I don't think that squad has enough depth. If they complete this, they have to get McGay over the line.
They surely have to because of coming in. I think this guy picked up an injury. We don't know how long he's going to stay out now, Konate. So if that is actually going to be true, then I think they will need someone like McGee to actually come and stabilize something because of the likes of Gomez that will actually be leaving. Even though I don't know why he's actually leaving. I think this is actually that time for you to maybe prove yourself. But then it's Liverpool, anything can happen.
All right, guys. We're definitely going to be glued to our phones for updates. We're going to be glued to Sky Sports today because it's transfer deadline day. Engineer Abdir Silal Baraka from Fagarage says, good morning, sports presenter. It says, on the issues of City, I've said it since last season that Guardiola's time in England has ended. Success in life is time factor. He's just rebuilding the team for another coach. And it says it's very advisable for him to resign and join Serie A to win more trophies. Always gives update on Inter Miami. They lost, is what we're hearing. The cup. All right. Good morning. It says, yes. Onogunyaya says Arsenal needs to be happy that the likes of Alexis McAllister and Gravenberch were not in the link. That the likes of Alexis McAllister and Gravenberch were not in the game. And it says, as per Chelsea's match, most referee decisions were wrong. Up Liverpool. All right, guys. We're going to be back tomorrow morning. And we're going to be talking more transfers because we're going to transfer deadline day till 11 p.m. tonight. So we're going to be back by 7:15 a.m. tomorrow morning to unpack everything. And Ruben Amorim might still have a job by the time we're heading into the international break, where we're going to be looking at the likes of Super Eagles going to the field in an all-important clash. Rwanda are expected to get into the country on Tuesday. That is tomorrow. All right, thanks to the guys. My name is Philip Olude. The Royal FM Money Mix is going to continue with Atutariri Olainka Shawami. We'll be taking you through that.
ọ̀nà ti dé tí ilé ìtajà 10 win Nigeria